Hello everyone, Weebunion here, and I'm here with another update. So, at the same time as I uploaded my video, at the exact same time, Rebar uploaded again, where they announced that the Ukrainian offensive here in the north is now being pushed back by the Russians, meaning that generally what happened is that the Ukrainians pushed the Russians towards the outskirts of the cities of Isokopilya as well as Olhune. After which the Russians pulled back a bit and started launching artillery on the cities. Then they pushed back. So what they did is a feint retreat, which allows the Ukrainians to overextend their forces behind the reach of their own artillery, after which the Russians bombard them with their own artillery, and then they come back to the city to fight them again. This is a very well-known strategy, and the Russians are pretty proficient at using this. They keep doing this throughout this counteroffensive, where they pull back, similarly to how we saw here in the center. They pulled back all the way to Bruskinsky and behind Schleswig and so on, these areas, and then they fought back as soon as they reached these areas where the Ukrainian artillery does not reach, and then they tried to cut off by destroying the pontoon bridges. Ukraine then put up new pontoon bridges, creating a land border as well. But then they pushed and took Sukhyi Stavak as well as encircling Kostromka. And then they are bombarding this whole area. So it seems that the strategy Russia is very proficient at using is falling back, feigning a retreat, cutting off their offensive at the second line of defense, cutting off their offensive by cutting off their supply lines, and then bombarding after they successfully encircle the enemy. However, here in the north, they are having difficulties encircling the enemy, as this city of Visokopilya is very important, so they don't want to lose it, which is why they either need to take Potomkine and then push from the west and the east at the same time to cover an encirclement by reaching Sopuline and Knyazivka to then operationally encircle the Ukrainians. However, that would be very difficult as they have to progress through this open area where Ukrainian artillery can hit them. So what they're doing is that they're feigning retreat, pulling the Ukrainians inside the city, and then they bombard it. Of course, these frontline cities do not have any civilians left in them. They've either retreated towards Ukraine or Russia, or Russian-occupied Ukraine, to be safer in a safer area. These areas are completely only military targets. If any civilians are here, then, well, then they should enter some bunkers or something so that they don't die, because this is a war zone as it's on the front line. But generally, I haven't seen any video evidence, or generally it doesn't make sense for any civilians to be left behind here. Most likely they're either gone to Kherson or completely out of this area, away from the front line. So generally that's the strategy of the Russians, and the Ukrainians somehow keep falling for it because they need to gain some territory to show something for the results of the counteroffensive. However, it seems that they just keep getting pushed back whenever they take some area. So most likely in this west here and in the east here, we'll see the Russians doing an offensive soon enough, as they have pulled back a bit. They're fighting inside the city. They will pull back further a bit, and then eventually they'll come back and cut them off again. So that's the strategy of the Russians, and we have seen them successfully do it all over the whole Ukrainian counteroffensive. Thanks for watching and have a great day.